everyone, I am Marily Kisel, and today I am going to tackle or discuss about biological control agents, especially in controlling weeds, and also the procedures on classical biological control, how to follow these procedures, or how to conduct the steps of this procedure. So before we start, may I have your attention please to listen carefully of this lesson because this may bring you a wonderful knowledge. So let's do it. Biological control agent. As we all know, biological control is the use of natural enemies to suppress the population of pests, diseases, and especially weeds. It involves using living organisms such as insects, fungi, plant pathogens to suppress the growth and spread of unwanted living organisms in our production. Now, this time, let me tackle about the biological control agents in managing weeds. The most common biological control agents in controlling weeds are insects. These insects have proven to be highly effective biological control agents. Insects have the characteristics being a phytophagous because and insects those that feed on green plants are damage large number of weeds. Researchers continue to explore and discover other unique characteristics of the biological control agent like pathogens, parasites, and etc. Next topic is all about the procedures on classical biological control. The first step, determine the suitability of the weed for this approach. Because not all weeds are suitable for those with the following characteristics are generally less suited for biological control. First characteristics is value in other situations. Weeds that are beneficial, like honey plants, or closely related to valuable crops are unsuitable. This is because the biocontrol agent cannot be selectively targeted and may harm beneficial plants. Next is the native range. Weeds that are native to the region are generally not suitable because their natural enemies may already be present. Next is the weeds of cropland under intensive cultivation. And the next is the weed in fog, which is minor weed problems or weeds infesting intensively cultivated areas are generally not suitable. Next is the eradication goals. If complete eradication is the goal, biological control may not be the most effective approach, as there are weeds that are poisonous and it is not suitable for the biological control agents as it will harm the biological control agent. And the exciting part is this. The ideal target of biological control in weeds are those weeds that are aggressive, introduced with infesting large areas of marginal land like rangelands, pastures, and waste areas. Let's proceed to the second step. The second step is overseas surveys. After identifying a suitable target weed, scientists conduct surveys in the weed's native range to identify potential biological control agents like parasites, insects, etc. Simultaneously, they conduct surveys within Canada to determine which parts of the weed are already affected by existing natural enemies. Like for example, Canada Thistle Circium arvens or Chardon des Champs is attacked by a number of seed feeders in Canada, and therefore it would be of little value to introduce other organisms that attack the seed heads. The third step, or the last step, is the agent evaluation. And this agent evaluation composed of many processes. The first process is potential effectiveness. This is to determine the potential effectiveness. The potential effectiveness of identified agents in Canadian conditions is assessed. Next to be done is safety testing. Rigorous testing is conducted in quarantine facilities to determine the agent's host specificity and ensure it will not harm non-target plants or become a pest itself. This is a crucial step, and projects are terminated if the agent is found to be non-host specific. The next is government approval. Following successful screening tests, a report is prepared and submitted for joint approval by the Canadian and US governments. Next is the agent establishment. Once approved, the biological control agent is released into the environment. This requires cooperation from landowners to provide suitable release sites and maintain them with minimal disturbance. Successful establishment is critical for the long-term success of the program. The last but not the least, monitoring and evaluation. Ongoing monitoring is conducted to assess the agent's population growth and its impact on the target weed. As evidence to this project, successful projects to be proved include the project of the control of John Swart in British Columbia and Tansy Rugworth in Nova Scotia. And the research is expanding to include other biological control agents such as plant pathogens and nematodes for controlling aquatic weeds and weeds in cultivated areas. In conclusion, classical biological control agents offers sustainable and environmentally friendly approach to weed management. Through careful selecting and rigorous testing host-specific agents, the process can effectively suppress the growth and spread of invasive weeds while minimizing harm to non-target organisms and the broader ecosystem. While this process is time-consuming and requires careful planning, but successful biological control programs can provide long-term, cost-effective solutions for managing problematic weeds, contributing to a healthier and more balanced environment. And that's all about my report for today. Thank you and God bless.